Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Samantha and I make videos on minimalism, my low by no buy lifestyle, productivity, wealth building and intentional living. And today I wanted to share with you a list of 15 problems solved by owning less. Before I begin, I wanted to give you a little bit of context. So I got married a couple of years ago and we had 2 weddings and we spent quite a bit of money on them. 2 weddings because my husband and I come from different backgrounds. I'm British Bengali and he's Scottish. So because I hadn't spent that amount of money all in one go before, I was pretty taken aback and I just really wanted to go back to a more simple way of living, a more simple way of spending, and that's when I discovered the low buy no buy community on YouTube. Now if you don't know, a low buy no buy is a challenge where you commit to not spending any money on non-essentials. I've documented my low buy no buy journey across several videos on my channel, which I'll link in the description below and also in the cards above. So with the low buy no buy came a spate of minimizing and decluttering. I found that everything like that kind of went hand in hand together, and before I knew it I was a full-blown minimalist. And I decided initially that I wanted to do this for a year, but because of the number of benefits that I experienced, the kind of mental clarity that I had, I realized that this was really the lifestyle for me. And so it's been well over a year and a half now that I've become a minimalist, that I am still sticking to my low buy no buy, and today I wanted to share with you a number of benefits that I found from this lifestyle. So the first problem solved by owning less is that you get rid of that feeling of discontent. Now we live in a capitalist economy and everything around us is geared towards consumerism. We're always looking for the next thing to buy and for the next high. When you decide to become a minimalist, you give yourself the time and space to really appreciate what you already have. Now I am not, living like a Kardashian, but I do have a nice home, I have nice clothes, I have nice things all around me, and realizing that really gave me a feeling of contentment and a feeling of abundance that I'd never experienced before. The next problem solved by owning less is that you get a lot more space, and thank goodness I became a minimalist before my husband moved in with me. So to quickly explain our living situation, we only moved in together after we got married, and by that time I'd done all of my decluttering and minimizing, and he brought with him all of his stuff. We actually live in the attic conversion of my parents' house. We're on the 3rd floor. The reason why we're living here is because we're trying to save money for a deposit on a future home that we hope to buy, and I actually have a video on this channel which is a room tour / studio apartment tour, and I think that really illustrates how well we've used the space. There's quite a lot of stuff in this room because it's 2 adults living in a room with all of their stuff together, and I think we've only really managed it because neither of us have too many possessions. The next problem solved by owning less is that you have more money. Minimalism means that you're far more judicious about the things that you purchase and the things that you allow into your life, so you actually end up having more money and you start building up a nest egg pretty quickly. Well, that's what I found anyway. I actually have a video where I talk about all the ways that we actually ended up saving £40,000 in the space of a couple of years just because we were following this lifestyle. And it's pretty great to have that feeling of financial security and having that financial cushion underneath you, especially through the times that we're living in right now. So it's the height of coronavirus, which has made 2020 quite a nightmare, so I'm pretty grateful that we did embark on this lifestyle a couple of years ago. The next problem solved by owning less is that you're able to afford quality items. Because you're buying so much less, you do have a lot more money. So when you do want specific things, because even if you're on a low buy no buy and you're a minimalist, it doesn't mean that you're barred from ever buying anything. So when you do want to buy something specific, you're able to afford something of a higher quality that normally comes at a higher price point than a cheaper alternative. The next problem solved by owning less is that you're able to determine what you truly value in life. Because you're not on a constant cycle of buying things, you can take the time to decide what you actually want. The next problem solved by owning less is that you have a lot more time. Now this was a really surprising benefit of my minimalist lifestyle. I hadn't realized how much time I spent wanting things. I'd never thought of myself as a big shopper, but it turns out that I did actually spend a lot of time thinking about stuff to buy. So when I eliminated that from my life, I actually had a lot more time on my hands. And this leads me to the next benefit, and that is that you find find yourself becoming more productive. I actually channeled this extra time and energy that I had into the gym. I made health and fitness a real goal for myself, so I spent a lot of my free time at the gym. The next problem solved by owning less is that you stop procrastinating. You get so into the habit of being productive that things that may have seemed difficult or daunting before don't seem half as challenging, and you find yourself getting stuck into tasks that you might have put off in the past. The next problem solved by owning less is that you know where everything is. Minimizing and decluttering means that you don't have piles of stuff everywhere. You find a place for everything that you own, and because you're able to see where stuff is as you move around your home, when it does come time to find something specific, you'll know immediately where it is. The next problem solved by owning less is that you stop comparing yourself to others. Human beings are competitive by nature, and especially in this day and age of social media where everybody is presenting a perfected and curated version of their lives, it can be so tempting to get sucked into comparing your life to others. But becoming a minimalist means that you take a step back, you take yourself out of the rat race, and it gives you a different perspective. You can appreciate the lives of others without immediately wanting to replicate what they have or feeling bad that you can't. The next problem solved by owning less is that it makes cleaning so much easier. There are clear surfaces that just need a simple wipe down, and also because you have so much less, everything has its own space, so when you're tidying up, you're able to put things away quite quickly. It just makes the whole rigmarole of cleaning that much easier and less time consuming. The next benefit of owning less is that you don't crave social acceptance quite so badly. A big reason for wanting a lot of material possessions is because we want other people to see what we have and think of us as being successful. But the benefit of minimalism is that it makes you re-evaluate what success means to you, and it stops it being so closely tied to what other people think of you. The next benefit of owning less is that it makes you feel a lot calmer, and this is simply down to having more space, having less visual clutter, and having a sense of contentment in the things that you own. The next problem solved by owning less is that you always know what you're going to wear. I have a very small wardrobe. I've got about 77 items of clothing and footwear, and I've actually made a video on this channel documenting my entire minimalist wardrobe, and I'll link that video in the description below and also in the cards above. Because I have such a limited choice, and by the way, my entire minimalist wardrobe covers all 4 seasons. Because I have such a limited amount of choice, I am able to decide what to wear very, very quickly for every occasion. It only takes me a couple of minutes, if that, to decide what to wear. For work, it's even easier because I only have 5 or 6 outfits that I wear on rotation. And the last problem solved by owning less is that it allows you to make peace with bad purchasing decisions. Now, we've all been there. We've held on to items that we knew deep down was a mistake to purchase because we feel bad that we wasted that money. We hold on to the item thinking that one day we might finally use it. But be brutally honest with yourself. If you've not used something for months, say even years, are you really likely to use it? The best thing about minimalism and decluttering is that it allows you to say goodbye to those items, to give it to better homes, and to make peace with bad purchasing decisions. Everybody makes mistakes, just draw a line under it and move on. And with that, I come to the end of my list of 15 problems solved by owning less. If you enjoy minimalism content, I'll link other videos that you may enjoy in the description below and also in the cards above. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video enjoyable and useful, and I will see you all next week. Bye!